Thanks for tuning in. Occasionally I come across some really super rice, and I'm going to be cooking and making a review of East End Lalquila Majestic Long than Basmati. It's 1121. I've always insisted on using 1121, some of the best Basmati you can get. So it's technically still a Basmati rice, but it's a hybrid of some of the longer species. So it was quite pricey. I think in the shops it retails at around £18 for 5 kilo. So it's not the cheapest rice, so I'm expecting some good results, and part of that is ignoring the cooking method and cooking it the way I like to cook it. You can follow the method and get good results no matter what rice you're cooking. I've just poured a cup and a half, not a mug, a cup and a half of rice into a bowl, and it's got that off-white colour, which is really promising, and it smells really great as well. So half a cup of rice is enough for one portion, so I'm going to be cooking 3 portions. So the first step is to wash the rice, which basically means to run cold water onto it until you can get the water as clear as possible. So a couple of washes and we're in business. Simply let the rice soak for 30 minutes now. It ensures separate grains, reduces cooking time, and make sure your rice cooks evenly. So we'll come back in half an hour. After 30 minutes, I just change the water one more time, just to make sure most of the particles of starch have left, and we end up with our soaked and washed rice. So you can either add cold water to it and let it heat up. What I like to do, so it just saves time, is heat the pan and then add hot water to the rice and make sure it's covered by about 1 inch. A little bit of ghee, salt to taste, and finally a little lemon juice. Now that combination seasons the rice, keeps it nice and white, ensures a good flavour, and you get nice separate grains, and the lemon juice keeps the rice nice and white. So no vigorous stirring, we're going to let that boil, and after a short time you can see the water boiling. Now I turn it down. I do not boil rice, you simmer it gently. So put it down to a gentle simmer, just a little bit of movement in the water, and we're going to come back once the rice has expanded by double in a couple of minutes, around 4. So the rice has started to expand now, and just stir it gently, just make sure the ghee is mixed with the water. So you can see now, after a couple of minutes, the rice has doubled in size. So now I just cook it for about 2 minutes again. And that's just how I want it, and we're ready to drain. Let's taste. Let's have a look at the grains. That's really long, isn't it? So there's no point buying expensive rice unless you cook it properly. Let's drain this. So into a colander. You want to get rid of as much water as you can. So why do I cook my rice for so little time is because it's still continuing to cook right now. So just shake all the water off until it stops dripping. And the pan we cooked it in is nice and dry, and you want to make a big surface area. You want to spread your rice out and leave it to air. So we're going to cool the rice down. Do not stir it at this time because it's really delicate. I'm going to leave it for about 10 minutes. I'm going to spread it out a little bit and come back. So that's been resting for around 10 minutes now, and the rice has started to curl up. And you can see you don't have to puff it with a fork, nice separate grains. So it looks pretty good. Let's give it a taste. Let's have a look at a long grain. Is it particularly long grain? Not bad at all. Yeah, a reasonable taste. As far as 112 rice goes, it's average 112 rice, nothing super special. But thank you very much for watching this recipe anyway. And if anybody has any tips to help me improve the way I cook my rice, I'd love to hear from you. So thanks for watching. Feel free to like, share and subscribe.